friends, I am Payal, your own IELTS expert. In this video, I'm going to answer a very important question that arises in the minds of students. How much time they should take to prepare for IELTS? What is a realistic study plan for IELTS? So the key takeaways of this video is going to be that how should you prepare for IELTS exam in a week? What should be your IELTS study schedule goals? What are the important things that you should take care of in your IELTS preparation? So stay till the end with us, and there'll be a lot that you will have to, you will get to learn in this. So let's first, talk about, the IELTS exam format. You will have to make sure that you cover all the modules of IELTS, which are reading, listening, speaking, and writing. And grammar is also taken care of while you're preparing for the exam, because it plays quite an important role to get a good score. So the first important thing that you should take care of is how much time do you have with you. For example, if you're applying for a study visa and you've got a conditional offer letter and you have to write IELTS exam within a week or within 10 days and submit the scores, then definitely you don't have a lot of time. Then accordingly you're going to plan your study. Then the second important point is you have to decide what your target score is. So if your target score is say overall 7 or 6.5 in each, then probably a month's preparation is very good enough. But if your target score is high and you're looking for work visa and you probably are looking for 8,777 or even higher in the 4 modules, then you would definitely need a lot of practice, because then you cannot focus on few modules and ignore the other. You'll have to make sure that you're good at all the modules. Now at the same time, if your English is decent, if you have a decent hold over the language and you're not that great, then probably even if you're looking for an overall 7 or an overall 7.5 in IELTS, then you would need about 4 to 6 weeks of preparation, or sometimes even more. And if you're looking for a higher score, you would have to dedicate more time on your preparation, and about 3 to 4 hours a day. But if you're if you have good grasp over the language and you're pretty good at it, you're fluent and your vocabulary is also decent, then probably 10-15 days should be good that you would need to prepare for IELTS and get an overall 7 or 7.5. Now let's try to understand, if you have only a week to prepare for IELTS, then what would be your 1 week plan? So on the first day, you should get oriented. You should understand the structure and the format of the exam, and go through the format of all the 4 modules: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Then take a diagnostic test to set a baseline, that where do you stand, and you should do this test under real-time exam conditions. I mean, your practice sessions should not be lenient. You should try to make your practice sessions as stringent as you can, so that you can recreate the exam conditions and try to get a similar score that you would actually get in the actual exam. So while you're preparing for IELTS, a lot of students find it hard to get a good score in reading and writing. So on the day 2, focus on reading. So you should practice skimming and scanning with varied topics, and you should try to do these practice sessions with all kinds of passages, which could range from a social topic to something related to psychology, Roman history, geography, astronomy, anything under the roof. So you should make sure that your speed remains consistent and your accuracy also remains consistent, whatever be the difficulty level of the passage and the length of the passage. So do good practice with your reading, and that's all you could do in your day 2. At the same time, try to list down your weaknesses. If you are analyzing your test, it's very important that after you do practice with skimming and scanning, you should do some reading test to understand what score are you getting and which question types you need to work on, so that you can list your weaknesses and then work towards improving them. Then day 3, you should focus on writing. You should focus on the task 1 and task 2 both. So you should create some idea bank. You should go through a lot of content and write some essays, following the exact format which should be followed, and try to do this within the time frame. Then we go to day 4. So day 4, you should practice listening. So even if you've always been good with listening to different English music or maybe movies or channels, but listening to the 4 sections of the listening test, and with multiple speakers and different kinds of topics, moving from one to another with very little break in between, is going to be quite challenging. So do a lot of listening tests and monitor your performance. Try to understand which areas you need to work on. Do you need to work on fill in the blanks or mapping or multiple choice, so that you can figure out your weaknesses and try to work on them. So now let's talk about what should be a plan of action on the 5th day. On the 5th day, we should go through a lot of topics for speaking. We should understand the basic structure, and we should practice a lot on the cue card topics, because that has 60% weightage, and try to do this within the time frame. Along with that, I should continue my practice on writing, because one day is not enough. So while I'm doing the other modules, I should keep practicing the writing module as well. I should keep enhancing my content or the idea bank by gathering more and more points on different topics, so that when I go for the exam and whatever topic I get, I should be able to think and get my points. So on the day 6th and 7th, I should do full length tests, so that you get into the habit of sitting at one place, and you do not get restless, because sitting for 2.5 3 hours is also quite challenging. There are many people who are in the habit of moving around after every half an hour. So sitting for 2.5 3 hours becomes quite a tedious task for them, and they're not able to perform. This really hampers their performance and impacts their results. So take at least 2 to 3 full length mock tests, and monitor your results. And analysis of all these tests that you do is very important. And in 1 week, you cannot do a lot. So the maximum that you can do is understand your weaknesses and try to improve them, so that you can boost your score. And on the last day, the last night, do not do any test. Just take it easy. Just be relaxed, sleep well, that's very important, and take enough rest. And maybe you could just go through all the points and all the important things that you have noted down. Or if you've been like preparing for writing and speaking, and you made some points, or you gathered a lot of idea and you wrote them down in a notebook, just have a quick glance over that, so that it's kind of fresh in your mind when you go and write your exam the next day. So that's all about the 7 days or a week study plan for IELTS that you can follow. Now, what are the IELTS study schedule goals? Number 1, it's very important to get familiarized with the entire format of the exam, and it's very important that all your practice sessions should be done within a time frame. They should all be timed. If you're not timing your practice session, and even if you're getting a good score, there's no guarantee that you will get a good score in the actual exam. So whenever we have a clock ticking over us, and however good we are with our with all the sections of IELTS, or with overall English as a language, we will not be able to perform if we start panicking, or if we feel stressed because of the time constraint. So it's very important that your practice sessions be timed. So while you're preparing for IELTS exam, it's important to keep making your notes. So note taking strategy is very important. because if you've started your preparation a month back, you may not remember what all you've learned and what all mistakes you made, and you may end up repeating them. So if you keep making your notes, then the last day you could always go through all your learnings, all the all the kind of mistakes that you made, all the important things, and that would become fresh in your mind. So that's a very important thing. And do a lot of tests. Just understanding the strategies is not enough, but applying the strategies in a sectional test of listening, reading is very important. And at the same time, doing a full length mock test under a time frame is also very crucial. Another important tip is that if you have limited time to prepare, then please strategize the scores that you need. So you have to completely strategize your preparation as well, because suppose you need minimum 7 in each module and an overall 7 or above, then it's important that you score minimum 7 in each. So then your preparation should be focused in such a way that you meet the requirements of every module, and you focus on the weaknesses and overcome them. But if your requirement is only to get an overall 7, but in each module it could be 6.5 or anything, then there's less stress. But definitely if your focus is to achieve a minimum requirement in each module, then you cannot ignore your weaknesses. You have to improve them, and you definitely have to focus a lot on your strengths so that your overall score is good. So I hope this video was quite useful, and I hope you learned a lot of ways that you could actually make a realistic study plan and achieve your goals. We've seen students where their planning goes indefinite, and they waste a lot of time, and they lose out on time, and thus they lose out on opportunities as well. So make a realistic study plan depending on your requirements and depending on what you are expected. So go ahead with that, and remember to do enough practice, because practice is the key to success. So if you haven't subscribed to us till now, do not forget to subscribe to us right away. If you have any comment, please feel free to drop it in the comment section below. And if you want us to make a video on any topic, we'll make it as soon as possible. And we want to be a part of your journey. Please subscribe to us right away and like and share this video with all your friends. Thank you.